All right, you two. This year has been quite exciting. And I just want you to know that we've all grown together as a family. And I just want to ask you some questions of what you learned from each other. Let's start off with Jeffrey, one of your fellow classmates. What did you learn from him?
I learned from Jeffrey that you have to be really smart in this class to do good. And, just strive to be the best you can. And you'll do, well, you probably won't do as good as him, but you'll do your best.
Yeah, I learned that you need to put effort in order to be successful because he actually studied for this class like a lot, and you can tell because you see his grades. They're like really good, so
Yeah.
that's like
Yes.
a result of his effort. So I think that we can admire him because of that because he worked a lot.
That sounds real nice. Now, how about Celia, Miss Chu?
From Celia, I learned that um, math is actually a language because even though English is her second language as mine, you can communicate through math. So I think that it's really amazing that she was like one of the smartest girls here because she understood math, and I think that's amazing to me.
And I have to agree with Claudia. Learning a second language isn't easy, as mine being English as well. And it definitely takes time and effort. And Celia has really just shown me just perseverance, and that even though you can't see all the time, you can still do pretty good in this class.
See, that's beautiful right there. Beautiful. um, let's see, who's next? Uh, how about Sebastian? Yeah.
From Diego, I could tell that he puts effort into it whenever he wants. And if he really puts his mind to it, he can really get to know the subject and what it actually is. And he can be a help to some of us over in our little corner. And it just really helps to know that we have someone like him to rely on.
Also, well, Alejandro said everything, but also for me, it was a really good testimony how he did all the little signs because I didn't, and I thought that it was like really amazing because he never forgot about the homework. I think that we all should do that because in college we cannot just like skip a homework or an assignment. So I think that we should learn from Diego that.
Definitely.
That's great. That's great. Now, how about Alex?
From Alex, I learned about character because she always had like good attitude towards the class, and she was always cheerful if you went to the board or something. So I think that that was what I learned from her, and also effort because she put a lot of effort trying to get the material, and I think that that's amazing.
Yeah, and you can really tell her dedication by like just the way that she taught us two lessons by herself. And even though she knew she was gonna have some kind of punishment, she was open to it, and she knew that it was fine, whatever she had to do, and she did it with like great joy, and it just really speaks about who she really is.
Now, he might not be quite as involved in the class as you are, but how about Abraham? Well,
Not a problem.
uh, they had to use the restroom and yeah. All right, great. You're back. Now let's move on to Lolo.
Lulu was a really good example of um, a good student because she did all the assignments we were supposed to do, and she was on class on time every day. That's something that I couldn't do, so I admire her for doing that.
And yeah, that's really true because I'm usually one of the first ones to get there, and somehow she always beats me.
I tried one time. She was there.
I tried one time, and I beat her. She was mad. But yeah, it really shows how much she's eager to be in that class and really learn.
That's true, that's true. She's always here on time. Always greeting me good morning. You know, even when she doesn't want to talk to me, which is pretty rude. But anyway, let's go on to Michael.
Well, Michael, he has taught me to have also a good attitude in that class, and you can like when he wants to learn something, he will ask, and he will ask, and he will ask to like examples. He wants like to get the subject, and really shows dedication.
Yeah, I think that he was a great example of asking questions because sometimes you are not brave enough to ask them. And he was brave all the time, and that's like amazing.
That's very true, that's very true. What about Betty?
Betty's a great friend, so I learned about a personal relationship with others from her because she was always there for me, and when I had a question, she always tried to help me, and that um, is one of the things that I will remember the most of her. And also, I will remember that she was really organized, and I learned from her about that because all her notes were really organized. She had the folders, like the blue ones, like in order all the time. So um, that's like one of my weaknesses. So I learned from her that.
Yeah, me and Betty might not seem like we get along that good, but we do. And she's a really good friend. And if you ask her, she will try and do her best to explain it to you. And that's great because probably most of the people will do that, but she'll just try her best at all the time.
Now, on to Mr. Sunshine himself, Mr. Brandon Jablecki.
From Brandon, just being helpful towards others. As you can tell, how he treated Celia and how he helped her throughout, the struggle she had, not being able to see and other stuff. But, just really helping her, his table buddy.
Yeah, I agree with Alejandro. And also, well, he was a really good president overall. So I think that he was a really good example of leadership. If he wanted to, he was a really good leader. And that's what I learned from him.
Well, now that Claudia's gone, can you tell me about her?
From Claudia, she really put a drive in me for doing better because, she knows the type of person I am because I'm really lazy. And just her example of just doing more work throughout, it really helped me grow academically. And when she puts her mind to it, like she's clearly one of the smartest persons in the class, and she can put her mind to learning a subject, and she will learn it forwards and backwards without any difficulty. And that's just great. And she's also like really helpful. If anyone has any questions, she will gladly answer them.
Okay, Claudia. Now that we got a break from Alejandro, what do you want to tell me about him?
Alejandro's really smart and he has a lot of potential. Sometimes he doesn't notice it, but he has it. And I think that what I learned from him was being helpful because whenever I had a question or like wanted to say something the right way, he was always there for me, and also I think that he was really out of the box. So I think that's a really good quality he has, and I would like to be more like that because he had like really interesting answers and ideas, and I think that I need to think more abstractly as he does. So I think that that's what I learned from him. Now you, Mr. Anders.
Tell us what you learned about us.